Hi, this is Mary Susan for Jessamine County Adult Education Skills U, and this is my follow-up video to the practice problems that we ended video 4 with, and they were a combination of the problems that we had looked at in videos 3 and 4. So the answers to those problems, I've alternated colors just to help you sort them out by seeing them. The answer to the first one is 27, 28, and 29. The second one is 40. Then 84, 16, 20, 44, 72, 16. And this is how we got the answer to the first problem. If 3 consecutive numbers total 84, what are the numbers? So you needed to start it out with your pattern for consecutive numbers. So here's our pattern for consecutive numbers. We have 3 sets. 1, 2, 3 for 3 numbers, x plus 1, x plus 2, and they equal 84. So now that we had the pattern written up, see if you can use the items at the bottom to complete the problem. So if we add up the x's, we have a total of 3 x's. And if we add up the value of the numbers 1 plus 2, that will equal 3. And added to 3x will equal 84. So now we want to get the numbers on one side of the problem. So instead of add 3, if we subtract 3 from both sides, that would leave 3x is equal to 81. And then if we divided both sides by 3, 8 divided by 3, x would equal 27. And if you were unsure about your answers, you could add them up. So here it says, what are the numbers? So our numbers were starting with 27. So we had 27, 28, and 29. And if you had added those 3 up, they would have equaled 84. Father is 4 times as old as his son. 5 years ago, he was 7 times older than his son. How old is father? So to lay out this problem, we wanted to create a column for father and a column for son. Father, son. So now that I've done that, see if you can use the items that are here at the bottom to complete this problem. To lay this out, we had father is 4 times as old as his son. So 4x, he's 4 times older than his son. So 4 times for father and just x for son. 5 years ago would be subtract 5 from their ages. He was 7 times older. So my 7 times older goes with just x. So if this will help, let's pause here and write out the equation to its solution. So if we had this side of father's equation, 4x minus 5, is equal to the other side of our equation, which was 7, I might be missing an equal sign. Let's put an equal sign in there. I hope that okay, so 7 was times, in parentheses, x minus 5. So there's our x minus 5. So if you distribute the 7, 7 times x is 7x, and 7 times 5 is 35, and we're keeping the minus sign. And this side of the equation stays the same. If we subtract 4x from this side and we add 35, which is the opposite to this side, we have 3x is equal to 30. If we divide both sides by 3, then x will be equal to 10. X is the son's age. But the question is, how old is father? And father is 4 times x. So if we substitute 10 for x, 4 times 10 is 40, and that is father's age. Three consecutive even integers equal to 46. What is the largest integer? So here you needed to remember to use the pattern for even integers, and that was x plus 2 plus x plus 4 equals 246. So see if you can use the remaining items to complete the problem. So if we combined x, x, and x, we would have 3x. And if we added the value of the numbers here, 2 and 4 would be 6. And that will total 246. Then if we subtract 6 from both sides, we would be left with 3x on this side and subtract 6 on this side also would leave 240. Then if we divided by 3, x would be equal to 80. And since they wanted to know what is the largest integer, we had to use this number, x plus 4, and x was equal to 80. So I just accidentally got rid of my 80. If you substitute 80 for x, your answer is 84. Ace is 8 years older than Duke. 4 years ago, Ace was twice Duke's age. How old is Duke now? If it helps to use the things at the bottom, give it a try. They're pretty mixed up and there's a lot of them. But pause the video if you'd like and try to pick out something from the bottom that would help you lay out this equation. So here we have Ace and Duke. And if Ace is 8 years older, then that would be x plus 8. x plus 8, which means Duke would be just x. 4 years ago would be subtract 4 from both columns. And Ace was twice Duke's age, and that goes with the single x. So pause here if you could write out the equation for the two columns now. So x plus 8 minus 4 is equal to 2 twice x minus 4. On this side of the equation, we have x plus 8 minus 4. So 8 minus 4 would be 4. So that side of the equation is going to be x plus 4. And this side will distribute the 2, for 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 4 is 8. Now we'll put all of the letters on one side and all the numbers without letters on the other side. So I'm going to move the x this direction so that I'll still have a positive. If I move the 2 this way, I would end up with a negative. So if I make this side the side for letters, then I'll move the minus 8 to plus 8 on the opposite side. So in one line, I am able to write out that I have x is plus 12. Oh, I just subtracted x from this side. So 2x minus x is just 1x. So x is equal to 12. That's Duke's age. How old is Duke now? So I didn't intend for this to be a trick question, but at the time I was typing out the items for the answer, I must have not noticed that we were only looking for Duke's age and not the age of both. So now that we have x, we do have Duke's age is 12. Find 3 consecutive odd integers so that the sum of the first, oh wait, this is way too much. Okay, so since I'm going to find consecutive odd integers, I know I have to start with the pattern for odd integers, and they equal 136. So let me start with my problem. And remember that this is the pattern. If it's even or odd integers, consecutive numbers, you're going to do x, x plus 2, x plus 4, and each time you're going to go by 2, since even odd numbers are added 2 to each one to get the next one. So if I start out here and then say 3 consecutive odd integers so that the sum of the first, so that's my x, twice the second, so this one I need to do by twice, and I'm just using the number 2 here because I'm actually writing it straight into the equation, and 3 times the third, so 3 times this third one is equal to 136. Okay, so now we're going to do some distribution there. So x is going to stay the same, and then we're going to add 2 times x and 2 times 2. And we're going to add to that 3 times x and 3 times 4. Let's combine like terms. If we have x plus 2x plus 3x, that will be a total of 6x. And then 4 plus 12 will be 16. Then if we subtract 16 from both sides, we'll have 120. And if we separate 6 from x by dividing by 6, x will be equal to 20. So what are the three numbers? So we need to go back and start with our original problem to find all three numbers. And we want to substitute 20 for each time there's an x. So 20 in each spot. So the first number is going to be 20. The second number is going to be 20 plus 2 is 22, times 2 is 44, and the last number is 20 plus 4 is 24, times 3 is 72. So those are our three numbers. So our last question is, Crockett is twice as old as Bowie. In 6 years, their ages will total 60. How old is Bowie now? I'm sorry if this question was misprinted earlier. If it was, just take a moment now and do the problem. So if you had Crockett and Bowie, and Crockett is twice as old as Bowie, in 6 years would be added 6 to both their ages. And that would be, their ages will total 60. So now let's write out our equation. Take a minute and try to write this out if you haven't already. And I'm going to use some things at the bottom to arrange something up here to be the problem also. Okay, so if I write out Crockett's side of the equation, I have 2x plus 6. And if I add to that Bowie's side of the question of x plus 6 to total 60. So if we combine like terms, we'll have 3x plus 12 equals 60. And if we subtract 12 from both sides, we'll be left with 48. And if we separate 3 from x by dividing by 3, x will equal 16. So I'm sorry if this question was misprinted in the original, but I hope that you would have gotten at least 16 for one of the answers, so that would have been the same on the problem. I hope you join me for the next video. It's going to be about working word problems when there's more than 2 people in the problem, and here's an example. Donna earns twice as much money per month as Omar. Omar earns $200 more than Alex. Together, the 3 workers earn $3,320 per month. How much does Omar earn per month? So to see some questions with 2 or more items in the word problem, please join me for the next video.